Hello everyone, welcome to the Wandering series. Right behind me is Turtle Mountain, and in April of 1903, half the mountain collapsed onto the town of Frank, causing the deadliest rock slide in all of Canada. So today we're exploring the area. We do have a few attractions to check out and a little bit of exploring, and that's kind of it. So let's just get the show on the go. And then wandering down the highway,
I'm always on the go, searching for those hidden gems, places you don't know. It's the Wandering series. Ba-ba. Wandering high and low, let's hit the road and go.
Our first stop on this trip should be, well, learning more about the Frank Slide itself. What actually happened here? What caused an entire side of a mountain to fall? So me and Josh headed to the Frank Slide Interpretive Centre. It sits right above the rubble field with a perfect view of the disaster site. We figured we would get the full story here, but there was a problem.
look at Josh's note. It's like a workplace in here.
Read the sign, but then ignored it.
I did not read it, I apologize. It's just like a real workplace where I ignore all the notes. It kind of looks crazy in the morning, actually. Should we go inside, Josh? You want to take a look?
Let's go.
We have stories to tell you. Oh, that's great. I love stories.
Yeah, unfortunately, inside of the building, I ask that you don't.
Don't?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What do you
You're
think?
still more than welcome to go through. If it's like a personal TikTok, that's fine. But yeah, anywhere there's that monetary gain.
I'm gonna sneak a little bit of video because, well, one, I'm not making money.
A crack meter. Do you have crack?
I love crack. See if the number changes. Oh, I think I got to shake it.
You have to try and pull the bars apart, yeah. So this bar and then pull that bar. So you have to put like one hand here, one hand there.
What am I doing? Okay. I got it to 1. I guess there's like a movie, it's like a half an hour long. I'm like, you want to sit and watch a movie for half an hour, Josh? Wait, is that it?
Maybe.
There's like,
It's kind of small, I guess, yeah. Maybe there's like a lower floor you missed.
there's literally this room. I see why they don't want you to film because there's like 3 rooms. I would show everything.
What?
I think this kind of sucks.
Was certainly an experience.
I think that was not even an experience at all. That was 3 rooms with some artifacts. Oh, Josh, we gotta rate it. What?
Honestly, for the historic value, 5 out of 5. But
For what we do, it kind of sucks. If you like history, there's plenty of history. I'll give it a 1. It's kind of cool. Is it worth $15? No, I don't think so. I thought it was like a really big building, but no, I can't believe that. I feel like I got robbed. Well, hopefully the rest of the day ain't that bad.
the rest of the day will be excellent, and that's for sure.
So after a pretty lackluster experience at the Interpretive Centre, we decided to move on to our side quest. And one of the main reasons we came out here in the first place, to find Josh's drone.
Last time we came here, Josh decided to fly his drone all the way up to Turtle Mountain, which it did look super sick, but just like Lost Lemon, he ran out of battery. And so we have come back today to find his drone, and we will find it.
That spot right there, so that you see that high section of trees that branches out into the slide?
Yeah,
And then the section of trees below that.
is where it is.
Right where it is. It's not a super high
It doesn't look that bad from here.
from here. I'm seeing us down there, it's gonna be like, oh shoot.
It's gonna be like straight up. I'm gonna be like, Josh, I hate you.
Yeah, no, honestly, the SD card is the thing that matters.
The SD card,
I mean, it's nice to have the drone back, but the SD card is the biggest thing.
the biggest thing. Let's get out of here. I also noticed I probably shouldn't have shaved either. I look like a little baby. I kind of don't like it. Maybe my cheeks are too chubby. Josh has ran back into the gas station. He took the keys, and I can't roll the window down, and it's like Plus 20. I'm like a dog. Is that what he thinks of me? My God, it's so hot. I'm gonna have to open the door. Look at this guy. You're treating me like a dog.
Oh, you left the windows.
Left the windows and took the keys. I could have died.
You literally died.
I could have died. I opened the door quickly though.
Just pull right here and then I'll double check the map.
Alright. It looks so fucking stupid. Oh, I'm gonna be dead. I'll wait in the car.
I honestly wouldn't be mad if you did that.
No, I'm not waiting in the car. I can do it. I can do it. I'm tougher than I look. Great. Probably something. Probably like that, I'm thinking. I think that's pretty good. Basically, the drone is up there, and that is where we're heading. What is he making me do? Look at what I do for Josh.
Maybe I'll give you the bear spray.
That should keep me, oh, I got that in my mouth. That should keep me bug free. So where is this crossing? Like right here?
So we're just gonna essentially look for spots that are like super optimal.
Because I remember last time when I wanted to cross the river, people weren't too fond of that idea. Do I have the footage? Oh yes, I do have the footage. Here, take a look. Look at this. My expedition team is scared to cross the river. I guess the first thing we gotta do is cross the river somewhere. But it almost looks like maybe like right up there, like where you see that green patch. That doesn't look too deep.
It's insane to think that this rock was once at the top of the mountain.
It is kind of weird thinking about that, yeah. But you can see it pretty good from here. Whew, I'm like a mountain goat. As I fall, okay. Maybe not a mountain goat. I guess mountain goats do fall off mountains quite a bit. We could probably go here, like it wasn't too far. Ooh, oh, we're pretty close now. This is really pretty, yes, I would say so. So it looks like, what? Well, we need to cross this river. So I'm thinking if we go, still looks a bit quick. You can kind of have a grip and then we can get there. I'm gonna put you guys in the waterproof Pelican case and we'll take it from here, right? Because that's the only way, because I don't know how deep this is right here.
So how did crossing the river go?
So we tried crossing the river, and that river is a lot deeper than it looks. So we can't cross the river, so we're gonna go to a completely different side of the Franks and then walk like that. But we do have something pretty unique right in front of us.
This is Lime City, which isn't really a city at all. It's the ghostly remains of a tiny early 1900s community in the Crow's Nest Pass.
Kind of looks like a Saw type place, like the movie Saw.
I haven't seen it.
You want to play a game? You want to save your life? You gotta solve my puzzles. That's what he kind of does.
Back in the early 1900s, a few entrepreneurs saw the tons of limestone boulders left by the 1903 Frank Slide and figured they could turn that rubble into something useful, lime. Now, lime is basically a powder used in coal mines for safety rock dusting, and it's also used in making plaster and concrete. Around 1910, they built 3 big kilns, here to bake the slide rock into lime, and a little cluster of workers' housing sprang up around the site. Locals themselves nicknamed it Lime City, and it was actually one of the first attempts to diversify the pass's economy beyond just coal mining, and the lime operation did pretty well for a few years. But by the early 1920s, the kilns had gone cold and everyone had moved on. Today, Lime City is mostly just ruins. The old town is gone, but the 3 kilns are still standing, or at least what's left of them.
Let's head on up. Let's see. I think these are chimneys, but they kind of look like little hobbit holes. Well, it appears there's another little trail up here. Ugh. Now, this is pretty sweet. All right, so these I think were like chimneys, from my understanding, to produce the lime. But it looks like someone like just blew a hole through like a canyon or something. Canyon Cannon. This place is pretty sick though. Josh, I want a tongue.
Is that what it says? Or does it say
T-O, it looks like T-O-U-G.
touch maybe?
Oh,
The H probably maybe.
I want to touch. Get over here, Josh. He doesn't appreciate my jokes.
I don't.
But yeah, structure is just super cool. Well, that's a bit steep, but I think we can do it. It's not too bad. Maybe for your shoes, but what? Better get out of the way. You want me to take the camera?
Sure, thank you.
We don't want to break another one. Well, that's pretty cool. Josh, where are you gonna rate this one?
So 3 out of 5?
3 out of 5? There's not too much here. You know what, I agree with that. I'll give it a 3. It's kind of cool though. It's good for photos.
All in all, it's a cool little off the beaten path stop that shows how people here tried to turn a disaster into something useful.
Open your. I have done that so many times. Ugh, okay.
But after exploring Lime City, it was time to start our hike up Turtle Mountain to look for Josh's lost drone. But on the way there, we made an unexpected stop in Hillcrest. At first glance, it's just a quiet little town, but Hillcrest is actually the site of another one of the worst tragedies in Canadian history, the Hillcrest mine disaster. Back in June 1914, a methane gas pocket deep in the coal mine ignited, setting off a massive coal dust explosion. The blast ripped through the tunnels and it even blew out the mine entrances, shaking the entire valley. Out of the 237 miners working that day, only 48 had made it out alive. 189 men died in a town of just 1,000 people. That loss hit hard. 90 women became widows, and around 250 children lost their fathers, and it remains Canada's deadliest coal mining disaster. But even in that devastation, there were stories of survival. One miner, H. Yaden, was found unconscious from gas exposure. Rescuers worked on him for 45 minutes using a pole motor, basically a primitive ventilator, until, incredibly, he opened his eyes. And then, he got up and joined the rescue mission himself. Today, Hillcrest is peaceful again, but at the edge of town, you'll find a quiet cemetery and a memorial ringed with stones, one from each province and territory. And it's just wild to think that the worst mining disaster and the worst rock slide in Canadian history happened just a few kilometers apart. And get this, there was even another deadly explosion at the Bellevue mines years earlier, killing 30 out of the 42 men. But that one's a story for another time.
Josh, I don't know if you looked behind us though. That looks pretty dense.
Oh, yeah, it does. We're not going through most of it though.
Okay, let's head out. Let's get out of here. Because I'm pretty sure we can find this drone. It is kind of small though, but we have more of a general idea of where it is. But you know what? I'm feeling pretty good, actually. I'm pretty sure we can find it. So basically, at this point, we're across the river. We are across the river, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's really straight up from here. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Actually, there's something unique already. Looks like some scrap metal over there. I feel, is this another car? Oh, you almost broke my leg. Yeah. Actually, there's bullet holes in it. Someone's been shooting at it. Oh, there's a deer. Oh, there they are. There's 4. 5. Look at them go. Deep dark woods, here we go.
While we climb, we should talk about the history of the Frank Slide and what happened here. It was during a quiet night in Frank at 4 a.m. in the morning on April 29th, 1903. The small mining town of Frank is fast asleep at the foot of Turtle Mountain. In local indigenous lore, this peak was ominously known as the mountain that moves. And on this night, it lived up to that name. Without warning, Turtle Mountain collapses and a massive slab of limestone breaks away from the summit and hurls down into the valley. In about 100 seconds, 110 million tons of rock crashes onto the town of Frank. The ground shakes violently, and a deafening roar echoes through the dark. Survivors later said it sounded like steam escaping under pressure, and people as far as Cochrane, over 200 kilometers away, heard the rumble in the night. And in a blink of an eye, Frank would earn a tragic place in history. So Turtle Mountain comes crashing down, but what caused this disaster? Well, geology, essentially. Turtle Mountain structure was inherently unstable. It was layers of hard rock that were wrapped upright, sitting on softer rock, cracked and waterlogged. Years of erosion and freeze-thaw cycles had weakened it, making it a disaster waiting to happen. And the coal mining under the mountain itself didn't help. Though miners later got some blame, experts now say mining was only a secondary factor. At 4 in the morning, those stresses gave way and the entire side of the mountain broke free. The rockfall raced downwards at an estimated 120 kilometers an hour, pulverizing everything in its path. Witnesses described a wind blasting ahead of the slide and a cloud of dust that turned the night even darker. In Frank, a few people jolted awake thinking the end of the world had come, and they weren't really wrong. It was hard to comprehend. In less than 2 minutes, part of the town was just simply gone. When the dust settled, the eastern edge of Frank lay buried under a vast pile of rubble. The slide had wiped out a row of houses on the outskirts of town along the railway. Plus, it took out the coal mining surface buildings, a farm, a livery stable, and even the town cemetery. 2 kilometers of railroad track and the main road were all destroyed, completely buried under the rocks. Miraculously, the heart of Frank, the downtown, and many homes were untouched, but for those in the path, the impact was devastating. About 100 people lived directly where the rocks fell, and over 90 of them lost their lives. The exact number killed is uncertain. Newspapers reported 70 at the time because most bodies were never recovered beneath the 30-meter deep debris field. Frank Slide remains till this day the deadliest rock slide in Canadian history. And in the slide's eerie aftermath, survivors emerged to a landscape they barely recognized. The sun rose to reveal a gray wasteland of limestone boulders stretching for 3 square kilometers. Families frantically searched for their loved ones. Rescue teams had little hope in the massive tangle of rocks, but still they combed the edges for any signs of life. The scene was one of destruction, but also extraordinarily stories of survival were about to unfold. Surviving the unthinkable despite the odds, a few fortunate souls survived this catastrophe. In a cluster of cottages on the very edge of the slide, 23 people rode out of the avalanche of rocks and lived. Among them were several children who became part of Frank's legends. Marion Leitch, just 27 months old, was literally blown out of her house by force of the slide. Her family found her safely sitting on a pile of hay in the yard the next morning. Meanwhile, deep inside Turtle Mountain, another drama was unfolding. 17 coal miners were working that night shift when the mountain collapsed above them. They felt a blast of air and dust as the tunnels shook. Rushing to the mine entrance, they found it completely sealed by fallen rocks, trapped in the dark with rising water seeping in. But the miners refused to give up. As the air grew thin, one miner suggested an audacious escape plan: dig their way out through a coal seam to the surface. They took turns clawing at the coal, 2 or 3 men at a time, for 13 straight hours. Above ground, townsfolk assumed the miners were all dead, until everyone's astonishment, men began poking out of a tiny hole on the mountainside. In the late afternoon, all 17 miners emerged alive, one by one, blinking in the daylight like gophers out of a hill. It was nothing short of a miracle of teamwork and grit. And if that wasn't cinematic enough, a railway brakeman named Sid Shirkett became a hero that morning by sprinting across the debris to flag down an incoming passenger train, stopping it just in time before it would have plowed into the wreckage. But then there's also another story, one of the most famous survivor stories and my personal favorite of the Frank Slide, and it's about Charlie. But Charlie isn't a man, but a horse. Charlie was a pit pony down in the mine. used to haul coal carts. When the disaster struck, everyone assumed that the pit ponies in the mine had perished. Amazingly, they were wrong. 31 days after the slide, once workers finally dug back into the wrecked mine, they were stunned to find Charlie still alive in the darkness. This tough old horse had somehow endured a month underground with no proper food or even light. So how did Charlie do it? Well, rescuers figured out that Charlie survived by chewing on wooden timbers and minecart debris for nourishment and licking up any dripping water he could find in the flooded tunnels. He essentially lived off wood, bark, and muddy water, whatever he could get. When they led the weak and wobbly Charlie out into the daylight, he instantly became a local legend, the horse that cheated death in the Frank Slide. However, Charlie's story does have a bittersweet ending. The miners were overjoyed to save their beloved horse, rewarding him with an enormous meal, reportedly oats and even a bit of brandy to warm him up. Starving Charlie gorged himself after this month-long fast, and tragically his system couldn't handle the sudden feast. And when the overeager rescuers overfed him, Charlie the horse passed away shortly after his rescue. As one historian puts it, he was killed by kindness. But his legend lives on. To this day, folks in the Crow's Nest Pass still tell the tale of Charlie, the horse who survived Turtle Mountain's wrath. It's a story that captures the mix of heartbreak and hope that Frank Slide left behind. Standing here today, you can see that Frank Slide's aftermath is still practically frozen in time. This massive gray boulder strewn across the valley looks almost the same as it did in 1903. Very little vegetation grows on these limestone rubbles, even after a century. It is a haunting sight, but it's also a fascinating outdoor museum of geology and history. The town of Frank never rebuilt on this exact spot. It was relocated to a safer area nearby. In the years after the disaster, it's hard to believe looking at such a peaceful Rocky Mountain scenery around us that one of Canada's worst natural disasters happened right here. Yet the evidence is all around our feet. Despite the tragedy of the Frank Slide, there's an inspiring side to this place. It's a story of resilience. Incredibly, the coal mine was back in operation just a few weeks after the slide, and the community rebuilt and carried on. By 1910, Frank's population even grew higher than before, refusing to be erased by the disaster. The people of the Crow's Nest Pass picked up the pieces, quite literally, and kept moving forward.
Oh, it's starting to rain. You can probably grab the ponchos.
I'm gonna settle right here. This is like a little flat area right here. So let's see if I can put you guys in between some rocks. Oh, like that. You're... Maybe not. Stay put. Looking fancy, Josh.
Thank you.
Well, you know what? If we get lost, Josh, your poncho's very orange. They can find us pretty easy.
Okay, now I'm taking this poncho. I didn't really need.
That's what I was thinking. That's why I didn't put mine on. But I just got to make sure I do not drop my pocket. The one thing, I will take broken arms and legs. I will not take a broken pocket.
Well, Josh had a plan and a drone that could fly. Took it up high in the crow's nest sky, but the beep went dead and the screen went black. Now we're hiking up Turtle with a snack in our pack. Climbing for Josh's drone, that bird took off and left us alone. It beeped and it blinked and it crashed in the stone. Now we're climbing for Josh's drone. The trail was steep and the wind was rude. We lost our lunch and a granola or two. Saw a goat just smirking like he knew the end. That drone's in the bush round the treacherous bend. Climbing for Josh's drone. Should've brought a net or a chaperone. If we make it back, we'll carve in stone. Don't trust no drone on Turtle Mountain.
So we made it out of the woods right in front of us, and now we're on the rock slide again. And we shouldn't be too far away from this drone now. It's a gorgeous view. Like it's a sea of, like, what type of rocks is this? Gravel?
Limestone.
Limestone. And we got all of this here. Kind of cool. But yeah, actually, it's kind of sweet because you can see the top of the mountain. Maybe like a third up the mountain, would you say? Probably not even, maybe? I don't know.
I think we've only gone about 200 meters.
200 meters?
Or probably actually 100 meters.
100 meters, wow. Oh. Hold still, Josh. Hold still. Do not move. Oh, hey.
What is it?
It's a branch. Well, no, because if it was like a spider, I would swat it. You'd be like, "Why'd you hit me?"
That's exactly what I thought it was. And I was like,
Oh, no.
when you're like, hold still, I'm like, I'm not waiting for a spider to crawl into my ear.
Josh doesn't trust me. I'm actually offended now.
Well, I mean,
You know what, Josh? I don't even want to talk to you anymore. I'm done. No, but yeah, wow. Super cool. All of this in 2 minutes or 4 minutes. Maybe I should have paid attention at the interpretive center, but it did not take long for all this to fall. I shouldn't be doing this with one hand. It's kind of stupid of me. I don't think we'll find it, actually. Well, I'm just gonna go a little bit further, Josh. I'm just gonna take a look and see, but I'm not having hopes. It's a little bit easier for me than it is for Josh to do this, but I'm not hopeful. I thought going into it, I thought it would be kind of okay. I don't think there's too much we can actually do. It's such a gorgeous view though, but I think it's time to head back. I don't think we'll find it ever, but man, look at this view. That's amazing. Wow. So I almost lost Josh here. I thought he fell. I'm like, oh no. Yeah, we probably should start heading back because we came all the way. Where did we come from? Like over there on that hill? No? But I feel like this part's gonna get a lot easier. Maybe a little bit more dangerous because we're going down. All right, let's head out. Are you glad you're out, Josh?
I am glad to be out.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, really. I think it was only really bad when we were on top. That's when it was kind of, maybe a little bit sketchy. It's definitely not the safest thing.
But after failing to find the drone, we decided to cut our losses. So we ended up at Leitch Collieries historic site.
But this is Leitch Collieries?
Leitch Collieries.
Leitch
Collieries.
Leitch Collieries. Josh, you gotta give a donation. Look at this guy trying to get out of donating. Oh, this is kind of cool. What's this? Oh, totally
This
does
is
it.
the mine I was most proud of. Oh, I'd owned mines on the prairies before I came here, but I'd pinned my hopes on this one.
Okay.
I take it closer.
That's enough yapping. Yeah, I love history. I hate reading and listening. I don't know, is that weird?
Yeah.
And at first glance, these weathered stone ruins might seem unassuming, just the remnants of another old ghost town. But step a little closer and you'll find yourself walking through the echoes of a grand ambition from the early 1900s. This place was once a bustling coal mining operation, and today it's just graceful ruins. From crumbling coke ovens to the skeletal sandstone walls of a power plant provide a stunning window into the past. But over a century ago, Leitch Collieries was alive with the clatter of coal cars and the shouts of miners. A true hidden gem of history waiting to be discovered on your road trip. Leitch Collieries wasn't just any coal mine, it was one of the most advanced and impressive operations in Canada for its time. And unlike many other mines in the Crow's Nest Pass, this one was a homegrown venture. The only coal company around here that was fully Canadian owned and operated. The owners spared no expense in doing things right. They built a massive sandstone stone powerhouse, which generated electricity for the mine, and the nearby town of Pasburg, a washery to clean the coal, a huge wooden tipple to load railway cars, and 101 brick coke ovens used to refine coal into coke for smelting. We talked about this a little bit in the Lily episode. This site even had touches of luxury. The mine's manager's house was a 3-story mansion equipped with hardwood floors, stained glass windows, 3 big fireplaces with mahogany materials, indoor plumbing, water pipes in from a spring, electric lights, and even a dumb waiter, which is basically a mini elevator to send food up to the dining room. And I never knew it was called a dumb waiter. I think that's pretty funny. But that level of comfort was practically sci-fi back in 1910. Yet for all of Leitch Collieries' modern features and big dreams, its story ended almost as quickly as it began. In fact, the operation ran for only about 8 years. A series of misfortunes hit the company hard. First, a widespread coal miners' strike in 1911. Then the outbreak of World War I disrupted markets and financing. The coal here also turned out to be problematic. It was too dirty, rocky to make good coke, so only a handful of those 101 coke ovens even got used in the end. And by 1915, the company was drowning in debt and had to stop mining. They desperately tried a last-ditch plan to sell the mine, but fate had other ideas. The potential buyer died suddenly before the deal could go through. Talk about bad luck. And with no savior in sight, Leitch Collieries went under. By 1919, the company was liquefied, and the bustling mine complex began its quiet slide into history. Today, visiting Leitch Collieries is like wandering through an open-air museum of ambition and ruin. Most of the old mining town of Pasburg is gone. Many of the buildings were hauled off to nearby Bellevue after the closure, but the core of the site remains. The hulking shell of the powerhouse, the long row of coke ovens peeking out of the grass, the crumbled foundations of the washery, and the once opulent manager's house, these graceful ruins stand as storytellers of a bygone era.
But here is, I think, one of the main attractions. This old manager place. Oh, actually, this is a provincial historic site too. This is, I can cross this one off my list. You know what I'm saying? It kind of scared me. As I put my camera down, I'm like, oh, this is a perfect place for my TikTok dances. I was gonna start dancing. What do we think, chat? Very historic. Let's see, what's up here? Oh, as I almost fall. Josh won't get this reference. Are you not entertained?
I've heard that phrase, but I don't.
Are you not entertained? I think that's from The Gladiator, I think, maybe. It's kind of cool, little stadium thing. I guess I wouldn't call it a stadium. 1925, that's a cool photo. Out of 5, Josh, what are we giving this one?
4.
A 4? I think I'm gonna give it a 3. It's cool, but I don't know, not too much, I guess. All right, next stop.
After exploring the Leitch Collieries, we headed west to the small town of Coleman, and this is where we find something extremely exciting for me: 10 Ton Toots.
Very exciting. This is our biggest piggy bank in the world. Wow, look, it's got a fun name. It's called 10 Ton Toots. Known to miners as Dinky from 1904. Oh, this is actually like pretty old too. Oh, Toots hauled 5 million tons of coal. So this was what they used to haul coal around, I guess. Compound air locomotive used to compress air at 800 pounds pressure to pull up 200-ton loads. Oh, that's kind of cool. It's a little bit of history. Josh, do you have any change in your car?
I don't want to donate it though.
You don't want to donate it?
Nope. I need my 25 cents.
Can I borrow 25 cents so I can do it?
Sure.
Sure?
No.
Josh does not care for 10-ton toots. I just kind of want to do it to say I did it. And this is a little bit of a misconception. That is not the world's largest piggy bank. I think Scotiabank made a even bigger piggy bank. So it's not the world's largest anymore. I actually did some research into this piggy bank. Oh, you don't have to give me $1. You don't got anything smaller?
No, that's all I got.
I just wanted to say I did it. 10 Ton Toots, you get $1. I wonder how much money is in here. Is anyone from Coleman? Does anyone know how much money can go in here? Have you emptied it? I don't know. I'm kind of curious about that. Mwah. Gave 10 Ton Toots a little smooch. That kind of works. I gave her money and gave her a kiss. What do you rate this attraction, Josh? Would you come here again? A 2. Josh does not like 10 Ton Toots. It's not very exciting, I would say. I would give it a 3. I kind of like the face on it. There is a little bridge there, Josh. I don't know if you saw pictures on it. Oh, they're like puzzles. I wonder why. Huh. You want to walk around too? The town? Sure. An old Pepsi take home a carton. Josh, they got old train stuff down there. But this is what drew my attention. That's pretty cool. They're like light switches. Oh man. Oh. Man, that took a lot of my strength. I think I'm tired. They got a bunch of kind of neat little stuff, like farming stuff. They got, oh, this is like a locomotive? Oh no, this is on wheels.
Yeah, it's like a truck or something.
Huh, this is totally a truck. What is this? Railroad 1898. Oh, no way. Has that old Alberta license plate. Oh, 74 it looks like. I wonder if that's the date. That's really cool. I haven't seen an old Alberta license plate before.
After checking out the town, we were hungry, so we stopped at Vitos Family Restaurant. Vitos is a small family-run Italian spot, and I went for something very unique. A seafood pizza topped with shrimp and crab. And I've never heard of seafood pizza before, so I had to try it. Josh, on the other hand, played it safe with a classic burger called the Big One, and yes, it was big. Honestly, I was surprised. I thought shrimp and crab on a pizza would be a disaster, but it was actually really good. I would definitely order it again. I loved it. Josh, on the other hand, wasn't as thrilled as me. He said his burger was just okay, that he liked the one at the Rum Runner way better. In fact, he said he wouldn't eat here again. That's pretty harsh, but maybe that's the issue, ordering a burger at an Italian place. I got a pizza and I was pretty happy. Overall, I'm gonna give Vitos a solid 3.5 out of 5. And with that, we just had one more stop we saw along the way, this tiny church.
Bought this white monster. I found this was either on the lid or it was in the drink. And I'm kind of worried there might be a mouse in my drink. I'm gonna have to risk it because I'm kind of tired. But look what we found. A little tiny church and like a teepee. Back to God Chapel. It's just kind of off on the side of the road. And I'm just like, oh. Huh. This is very interesting, Josh. Looks like maybe a bird gone in here or something. Jesus, the light to the world. I am a seed planter. This is what the kingdom of God, oh, if it focuses, is like. A man scatters seed on the ground. Someone did not appreciate the Bible. Maybe like a little nest or something. I was thinking birds. I feel like that's not it. Yeah, it must be for campers to come if they come on Sunday. I kind of like this place though. Curious. Uh-oh. Who dares disturb the house of God? Love you, babe. C+M, love forever and always. And Hugh was here. Well, I think this is a pretty good place to end the video in a little chapel. I would call it, I guess, yeah. What can I say? Actually, today it was a pretty solid day. What did we do? We did Lime City. We did half of maybe like a quarter of Frank Slide hiking. Leitch Collieries. We saw the piggy. I forget her name already. What else did we do? We got pizza. Oh. We did the Frank Slide Interpretive Centre with 3 rooms. So that was, oh yeah, I guess we can't go back to that, Josh. I was just thinking about that. Oh well, it kind of sucks. But yeah, it was overall really solid day. And ending it in a chapel, I think that's a good way to end the video. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
That's a good outro.
You think so? I think so.
Wandering down the highway, I'm always on the go, searching for those hidden gems.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you made it to the end of the video, like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. It helps me out. And if you really like the video, on the screen I have some other videos that you can check out that's similar to this one. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one.